Stephen Fuller. I'm here with Benny Holmes and Sufyan, and we're going to be talking today about the extended marketing mix and the 7P's. Start off, the marketing mix and extended marketing mix ranges off of the original marketing mix, which was the original 4P's: product, price, place, and promotion. These four things were made for tangible products or tangible objects that we put on the market, and they run through the 4P's as stated above: tangible objects and intangible services. Amount customer pays is the price, the location where you can find the object or the product being placed, and the promotion, the way it was talked about, the way it was put out, the way it was advertised. What we're going to talk to you today is the three P's that extend off of the original four. They were thought up and brought by Boones and Bittner. The extended P's are people, processes, and physical evidence. As you can see on the board, it's the direct and indirect people that are involved, the procedures, mechanisms, and flow, and the ability and environment. What we're going to do today is break down one of these each one at a time. To start off with people, all people that are directly or indirectly involved in consumption of a service are important. Um, the knowledge that people, workers have, the employers, the management, the consumers, they're all an essential ingredient, and appropriate staff is always important. That's where knowledge comes in. The knowledge isn't only behind the people promoting the service, but the workers and employees. It's also the recruiting staff and then training these people in the service industry that you're trying to promote. Consumers also make many judgments. Service is based on employees and how they act, and how these employees act with these consumers get people to come back and get you to use the service over and over. Consumers are paying for this service, and you want repeat customers, or how your service is going to survive. And that's kind of what consumer perceptions is. Next, we're going to have Sufyan call and talk to you about the next P.
How you doing, guys? My role is to explain a little bit more about the process from the 7 piece marketing mix. It's an interesting thing to talk more about the extended mix. And I want to emphasize more on the process. The process is anything that involves any system, any mechanism, and flow of activities actually by which services are consumed. Um, they are very essential. They basically dictate what a business is doing and how successful can be implementing all the systems. Again, processes are basically systems used to assist actually the organization in delivering all those services. Imagine yourself coming into a bank and getting taken care of quickly as possible with the best service, and also doing something in the least amount of time possible. Do you think that happened all of a sudden? No, it did not. Actually, it took a lot of time and a lot of standardization in order for you to get the best service that you deserve as a customer from a reputable business. Again, let's talk more about another example, which is uh, the food industry. And imagine yourself going to one of the fast food restaurants. And let's imagine you go to McDonald's, and would you like to wait for your food more than 5 or 10 minutes? How that could be fast for you. So basically, if you go to McDonald's, I'm sure that an order would take 2 to 5 minutes top, and that basically means that they worked so hard on implementing a system that works efficiently and faster to welcome you and provide you with the best service possible. Again, an efficient service that replaces or anything that it's old, and providing you with the best technology possible for you to enjoy a good service from a good company. Again, let me go ahead and just pass the, for the next phase for my friend here, Benny, and he will explain more about the physical evidence.
Sophia said, my name is Benny Holmes. I'll be discussing the seventh and last P, which is part of the marketing mix, which is called physical evidence. There we go. Which involves the environment, judgment, and expectations. Basically, physical evidence is the ability and environment in which service is delivered. Both tangible goods that help to communicate and perform the service, as well as the intangible experience of existing customers and the ability of the business to relay the customer satisfaction to potential customers. Also, physical evidence is an element of the service mix which allows the consumer, again, to make judgments on the organization, which would be whether the service they provide is good or the level of quality that they receive from this particular good. Say if one walks into a restaurant and his expectations are the clean, friendly environment, and he doesn't receive that level of expectations, then of course that's going to affect his judgment of the restaurant that he's visiting. Also, if he's on an aircraft, he travels in first class, he expects a certain level of service. That service is not obtained, then of course that also is going to affect his judgment, and his expectations of what first class should be are not met. Physical evidence is an essential ingredient of the service mix. Consumers will make perceptions based on their sight of the service provision, which will have an impact on the organizational perceptual plan of the service provided. Well, as we discussed previously, the first two P's, which are people and process, are more explicit than, say, physical evidence, which is an implicit factor. In conclusion, basically, all of these elements have to come together in order for the for the 4P's along with the extended 7 to work. Broadly defined, optimizing the marketing mix is primarily the responsibility of marketing. By offering the product the right combination of the 7P's, marketers can improve the results and marketing effectiveness. Making small changes in the marketing mix typically considered to be a tactical change, although it doesn't always have to be. Also, making large changes in any of the 7P's we've discussed can be considered strategic. Also, the term marketing mix the term marketing mix, however, does not imply that the 7P's elements represent options. They are not trade-offs, but are fundamental marketing issues that always need to be addressed. In conclusion, we feel that the 7P's of the marketing mix are extremely essential to better marketing and reaching the customer base that you wish to reach. As again, it's me, Benny Holmes, Stephen Fuller, Sophia, talking about the 7P's of the marketing.